What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today we have some 7-star rank for Franken-Castle here, and initially I just did not like this champion at all, and I kind of changed my mind a little bit. Like, he does some impressive things here as a 7-star rank 4. Starting off with a Yelena, we're gonna do the trick here. Basically, we'll just parry that last mine right there to get her to the 100 combo meter a lot faster. And yeah, sometimes he feels very nice. I also think I'm playing him better in this video, probably, than the previous one. Activating the unstoppable easier and getting those heavies in. And I guess Yelena, we gotta go for a bit more heavy attacks here. Maybe I go for the relic, I think, once. No, I throw the special immediately. Okay. And look at this burst. That was like 120,000 with that burst. That was a special one as well, so pretty impressive, I'm not gonna lie. And as you can see, he heals like most of that chip damage at first. Now we took some more block damage, unfortunately, but the armor special one, we don't even need anything else. Like, honestly, that was not bad at all. 61 seconds for Yelena. It's not terrible for sure. Like, I can't not be impressed with some fights here because he does take them pretty fast. Now, this is probably my favorite fight in this video, and it's great for two reasons. Well, first, you can use your heavy attack like I used it there, where you just walk up to him and just charge your heavy. It's great. And then you can also bait his heavy and counter with your heavy. So he does have the spacing, and he's perfectly, usable for Zola. He has very easy access to the heavy attacks to knock him down. And then you'll see the special one is going to deal the burst of damage, and it's going to ignore his cowardice, which is really nice. As you can see, a lot of heavies, and you can heal that chip damage from the rage debuff that you have. So he does feel very nice against those defenders that actually don't hit hard. Like, if you try and use him against, like, I don't know, a bullseye or something, you're probably gonna take a lot of damage and you won't be able to heal all of it back. But against Zola, where he doesn't really hit that hard, you can heal that chip damage pretty well. And that is 57 seconds against a Zola. So that's pretty impressive, man. There are a couple of reasons why I still don't like Franken-Castle that much, though. And the first one being, yeah, he just doesn't idle. Is very annoying. I think it's gonna catch me in this video as well. Like, there's like, I think a certain fight that actually will get hit where I actually don't want to, and I'll point that out. But then there are other reasons. So first off, if the opponent is Incinerate immune, he's not dealing any damage. Second of all, if the opponent purifies, he does not deal any damage. And then also, if something goes wrong, you might end up taking a lot of damage from, getting hit, because, his playstyle. I think this is actually the thing I was talking about. Like, I didn't actually want to get hit there, but I was just dashing towards him so quickly. Like, sometimes he's just uncontrollable. But yeah, I was saying that you might end up taking a lot of damage because of how he, is meant to be played by getting hit to get that rage. And I like to compare him to, like, Carolina Dean, where Carolina Dean, if the opponent is immune to Incinerate, she does nothing either. But she has passive Incinerate, so if the opponent ends up purifying, it doesn't really matter. She will still be doing her normal rotation because, again, the Incinerates are passive. And then she is a lot more tanky than Franken-Castle, and she's not even meant to get hit. Like, you just block everything with Carolina, and you just glance all the debuffs that come through, all the damage from, like, let's say Bullseye Special 1, all the actual hit damage. Whereas Franken-Castle here, he actually is, in his kit, you have to get hit to get that rage debuff, so you can get that healing and a little bit more damage. But he's not as tanky as Carolina Dean, so I can't help but compare those two with how their damage is being inflicted with Incinerates. So yeah, if I had to compare him to Carolina, not even close. Is he decent though? Yes, he is pretty decent. Like, you will see, especially with that Sig ability for, like, the energy penetration. Sorry about that. Sentinel here, he has a lot of energy resistance, right? But with that energy penetration reduction is really solid. You can see, like, that was like one special one. And then the Incinerates do their thing. So if you can use this guy, 54 seconds. If you can use this guy and you're good with him, he's gonna get you some pretty impressive results. That is certain. He does feel very strong when you can play him correctly and, don't end up taking a lot of damage that you just can't avoid. Now this is the Serpent fight. I was like, let's see if he can take that bullseye. So like this fight is decent because you can use your rage debuff to heal, and you constantly get that fear debuff on you, so that it's gonna be extra healing. And as you can see, we did 4 consecutive heavy attacks. We took some damage here, but because Serpent also applies his own debuff, we're gonna be able to double heal our way up. And yeah, you're just gonna finish with like full HP. You can see a lot of damage from that special too, but it's fine. We're dealing a lot of damage ourselves. We get the energy penetration. Special 1 here, that is 1 special 1, man. And he's down to 10%. So we just gotta take some damage here. We're gonna take some damage from the special 2 here. But as you can see, still finishes with pretty high HP. Serpent is like spamming the specials, but we're gonna finish with like, I don't know, 87? Seems like 88% health. So yeah, not great. But the fact that someone can do Serpent in 60 seconds when they're not really meant to, it is really impressive to me. So I definitely changed my mind from Franken-Castle from my first video. Still, the #1 thing that I hate about him is he just doesn't idle. It is going to mess you up for sure, no matter how much you practice. Like, he's just, you've been playing this game for so long, every single champion has been working with, like, you know, walking up to the opponent. This champion is the person that doesn't idle and just always walks up to the opponent unless you block. It is very annoying, but yeah, I kind of like his playstyle sometimes, man. Getting hit, getting that willpower healing, and then the special one is really satisfying. It does like a lot of damage if you can stack all of those incinerates up. Essentially 1 special 1 after the special 2. If you can activate the unstoppable and throw it with the unstoppable, then you get that extra attack from those passives you get, and that is pretty impressive. 43 seconds against Enchantress. Got a few more fights here. Nico Minoru. This is another matchup that's not bad for him because he is actually poison immune, so this is gonna work out really, really well. You do not want to bait a special 1 from Nico though, because she places the grit, or not the grit. She places, I don't know what the SP1 debuff is, but basically you can't use your unstoppable. It's kind of like a grid, but it's not a grid. Maybe it is a grid actually. Throw that special 2 here, get those undying, or not the undying, the I don't know what those debuffs or those passives are called, I forget. Berserk. Thank you, game. And then yeah, we're just gonna, I think, bait 1 special 2 here. There we go. Gonna activate the unstoppable by walking up to her. And then SP1, that should be it, honestly. Yeah. You stack those incinerates, pop that special 2, special 1. Pretty much everyone is dead. And then this is the last, I think actually this is not the last fight, I'm not sure. We probably have, I want to show this Spider-Woman first. So against Spider-Woman here, it is going to be a different rotation, because we get a lot of debuffs on us, so that those increase our crit rating. If you have him at SIG 200, gets a lot of critical chance. So because we're gonna hit really hard with our basic attacks as well, I don't think we're gonna go for a single special 2 actually. So throw that special 1 so we don't get those debuffs on us. There we go. Again, he's not perfect for this fight because she can still evade, and she probably will. But yeah, man, Franken-Castle has a lot of damage. That's pretty much the whole thing that he does. Like, he's not one of those skill champions that, you know, counters unstoppable with his slow or evade with his ensnare, you know. He's not going to do a lot in terms of utility, but he is going to deal some pretty good damage. Now moving on to this Photon fight. Again, not perfect for Photon. Does he work? Yes. Not as good as like Mantis, not as good as like Shang-Chi or Crossbones or like Kingpin. He does not counter ability accuracy. He does not counter, again, the evade, the unstoppable. He's not one of those skill champions. If you're looking for someone with a lot of utility, that is not the champion. This is the champion if you want like a different play style, a bit of willpower healing, and then some decent damage against those champions that are not immune to incinerate. But yeah, man, I definitely changed my mind about Franken-Castle. I actually would not be super upset if I pulled him now. I don't know where I would use him though, that's my only issue, but he's kind of fun though to play around. Throw that special 1, didn't have any incinerates here, but most of our damage in this fight comes from the actual crits, because we get a bunch of debuffs on us, so our crit chance is just through the roof. I think it like caps out at 10, you get like 2,000 per debuff, so you can get like 20,000 critical chance right now. And yeah, that is gonna do it for Photon here. I think she's gonna slow me down actually a little bit more. No, there we go. But I mean, yeah, let me know what you guys think about Franken-Castle. That was, I'm not gonna lie, pretty impressive. Some of those fights, especially like, you know, Nico Minoru, Sentinel fight, and the Super fight. But yeah, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, leave it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.